Controlling the Controllable, How Anyone Can Become Influential, narrated by the author, Austin Murray. If you'd like a free PDF copy of this book, DM Austin Murray on Instagram at Austin_inspiration.daily or buy a paperback copy on Amazon. Preface. One of the most frustrating things to my high school basketball coach was when his players didn't put in effort. He always wanted his players to give it their all. In fact, he would rather have his players leave the court or not go to practice than to have them go to practice and not put in high quality effort. I know this because multiple times throughout the basketball season, after we didn't put in much effort, my coach screamed at us saying, if you don't want to be here, then leave. In other words, if you're here and you don't care enough to put in effort, I don't want you here. We can all control how much effort we put into something. So choosing not to put in effort and give it our all was simply unacceptable to my coach. And this wasn't just the case with casual bench warmers like myself. My coach wanted to hold everyone accountable for not showing effort, especially the starters and better players. In my junior year, we had a center who stood at 6'9" and dominated almost everyone in practice. He was simply too big and no one could really guard him well in practice. On a lot of teams, he probably could have coasted because of his size, but not on ours. Our coach didn't let him slide one bit. If anything, he was harder on our big man than anyone else. I believe this was because my coach understood how important it was for him, along with all the other starters, to set the example for the other players. If the leaders on our team didn't put in effort, all of the players would likely follow their bad examples. As a result, our team would suffer and we wouldn't see much progress during our practices. The best leaders are people who choose to control the controllables. The people who choose to put in effort into whatever they may be doing. That way, they can positively influence others through their examples. That year, we had a great high school basketball team. We had 3 players who could run the point guard position effectively, 2 players who were really good score first rings, and right in the center of everything was our skilled 6'9" big man. Along with these benefits, our team had an excellent leader and coach, Tyler Whitlock. Knowing how talented of a team we were, Coach Whitlock set high expectations for us that year and was very hard on us at times so we could reach our team's potential and have a successful season. But as important as it was for Coach Whitlock, he didn't view success in his job as simply having a great basketball season. He wanted his players to excel in life outside of basketball as well, which is why Coach Whitlock made sure to challenge us both on and off the court. He did this by giving us practical advice after almost every practice and game, sometimes even talking to us for over 40 minutes. Some of my teammates didn't like this about Coach Whitlock, but fortunately for me, I was focused on self-improvement at the time. So for the most part, I made sure to pay attention whenever he spoke. I also wanted to be able to recall some of the things Coach Whitlock was saying in the future. So after most practices and games during my junior basketball season, once Coach Whitlock finished talking, I'd grab my phone, open my Google document, and jot down a few things he taught us. I also made sure to write down advice from other coaches that stuck with me, along with the lessons I learned from Coach Whitlock before my junior year. My end goal after I finished my junior and senior years of high school basketball was to have enough information to write a book based upon what I learned from Coach Whitlock. But that plan didn't work out because Coach Whitlock left our team before the start of my senior year. As a result, I wasn't able to learn anything from him that season. Nonetheless, the same day Coach Whitlock told us that he was leaving our school, I showed him a document that had all the notes I took from him that year. As expected, he absolutely loved it and wanted me to send him the document. I also told him my plan how I wanted to write a book on what I learned from him. And this book is the fulfillment of what I told Coach Whitlock that day. The foundation of this book comes from what Coach Whitlock told my teammates and me near the start of my junior season. On November 1st, he said, "This is leadership, controlling the controllables. Once you control what you can control, then you can have influence." In other words, it's only when we focus on controlling the controllables in our lives that we can truly be influential in the lives of others. Which is the goal of this book. I want to show the reader how they can better control the controllables in their lives and how doing this will help them become a more influential leader. I'll do this by explaining 5 key ways to become an influential leader: taking full responsibility for our lives, humbly serving others, leading by example, communicating effectively,